משחק. אתם נוסעים לעיר אולי? What's cooking, guys? It's a Salukie. So we're here in Beit Shemesh. I just arrived in the train station and asked these guys for a ride, hitchhiking, with my friend who's from here originally, Shimon, and we decided to show you around the city because it's a pretty interesting and peculiar one.
אני גר פה מאז שנולדתי, אני תושב העיר בית שמש. מהשנייה שבאתי לאוויר העולם בבית שמש. ואני יכול להגיד על העיר הזאת, שזה חרא שלי, ואני לא אוהב את העיר הזאת. וקשוח לי פה.
כמו כל מי שגר פה.
כן, עיר קשה מאוד. מה אני לא אוהב בעיר, שמתערבים לך בחיים, אומרים לך מה לעשות, איך לחיות.
Religious Jews listening to music in Arabic. Have you ever heard of something like that?
לא סתם שלך?
כן, יש לי עוד.
וואו. מה אתה כזה מתקן, מוכר, זה?
לא, זה שלנו, פרטי. זה עכשיו אני צריך לעשות אותה מנוע בבית. זה בלי לוחיות רישוי, זה סתם, זה לא, זה מוטוקרוס.
כן, זה לשטח.
כן, לשטח.
אבל זה בעיקר לעיר.
מה, ופה המשטרה כאילו לא עושים בעיות על דברים כאלה, או שאתה פשוט בורח?
בורח, אבל הם בקושי מסתובבים, הם אומרים עדיף לא להיכנס, ייכנסו סתם מבלגן.
לבית שמש, כאילו, בכללי.
כן, אבל בורחים, מי עוצרים? אנחנו פשוט חבר שלנו עכשיו השתחרר מהכלא.
So one of the guys here just got out of jail and they're having a little party.
זוז, תביא טורבו, תביא טורבו. תמו לו נשגע. מה זה זה?
וואו.
מזל טוב! משתחרר היום!
So in Judaism, to pray, you need 10 people. A shtiblach is like a synagogue where you constantly have people gathering to pray. So we're not wearing the proper attire. Everybody there is suited up. So yeah, we we left, but that is the shtiblach, and over there, where they were studying, it's called a bed midrash, where people go to learn Gemara. איך אומרים גמרא?
כן, תורה, גמרא.
גמרא, תורה.
It's like the wisdom of Judaism, like a books of the wisdom of Judaism.
Yeah, like philosophical.
Yeah, and like people here, they're like talking a different language. It's called Yiddish. It's like an old language of only Jews were speaking in Europe.
A dialect of German, kind of.
Yeah, and they're like speaking this language because of like ideological reasons. Some of them, they are like against the country, the Israel country, so they don't want to speak like in the
Hebrew.
national language. They don't want to speak Hebrew, so that they are keep speaking in this old language.
And it's not very common to hear Yiddish in Israel, in fact. You might hear it in New York, in Brooklyn, in like Hasidic Jewish groups, but not so much here in Israel. So Beit Shemesh, which literally translates to House of Sun, is a city here about 30 kilometers west of Jerusalem, which just keeps growing and growing very quickly. And initially, it was a place for immigrants, for Moroccans, Ethiopians, Russians, ex-USSR countries. But then, it slowly started becoming more and more religious, and now about 80-90% of the people that live here are religious. And slowly, everybody who was not religious, the immigrants, the Olim, just kind of moved out. That street is called Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes, and all of the streets here are named after tzaddikim, significant people in Judaism. So the city has anti-Zionist Jews that don't believe in the state of Israel.
There's many kinds of ultra-religious people. For those who don't know the difference, they all look the same, but there are like so many, let's say, communities, like they are very, very different. The differences between the communities is like every community like believe in let's say they have their own master, their own rabbi.
They have the rabbis that they follow, and then the students of those rabbis, and those students and those rabbis have their books with different little halachot, different things, I don't know, rules to follow in Judaism basically. יש פה כל מיני זרמים של יהדות וזה, אתה מרגיש כזה שיש קונפליקטים בין האוכלוסיות או ש...
תראה, תמיד יש קונפליקטים בין אוכלוסיות, בעיקר יהודים, אנחנו טובים בזה, אבל...
בין יהודים ליהודים?
כן, אני שתמצא במקום כאילו הקהילה היא יותר אנגלוסקסית אמריקאית כזה, אז הכל הרבה פחות, כאילו הכל יותר זורם, יותר, כאילו רוב הקהילה עובדת, שזה משהו יחסית חריג בציבור החרדי.
In general, Haredi Orthodox Jews get money from the state to study. They don't really work that much, and that's why a lot of secular Jews don't really like them. So you can get an idea of the ideologies here. Here it says חיסון השפעת מסוכן ומזיק מאוד, which means the flu vaccine is dangerous and very harmful. It says that the vaccine has side effects and such, and they're not even talking about the COVID vaccine. Here we have a Palestinian flag, and here it says המעבר בלבוש צנוע, which means pass through with modest clothing. So because everybody here is religious, or most people, so far I've only seen religious people, they're very big on modesty, on dressing modestly, which is why I came with a tank top. I just thought it would draw some more attention and make the video more interesting. You're from Beit Shemesh.
Right. So All Ramabet, which is the conservative religious people, if you're going through their main street, you can go like that, but again, it's dangerous, but not necessarily something will happen. But I feel like if you go into like more deeply into this place, they can do whatever they want to you, because from what I know, the police is kind of scared to go there. They have all the power they want in those neighborhoods, so basically you can't go dressed in pants, like even not this, even regular t-shirt and pants, like long jeans, whatever you want. If it's not a long skirt and a long shirt, it's kind of dangerous. But like, I wouldn't call this a modesty police, but it is, you gotta be dressed modest to go there.
So these stairs, for example, behind me, are separated for men and for women. Over there behind me, the women are passing, and it says, המדרגות מיועדות לנשים, these stairs are for women, and over there, it says, השביל מיועד לגברים, which means this pathway is for men. Let me tell you, we're getting some stairs here. Anyway, this area, this roundabout, had a lot of demonstrations and...
Yeah, a lot of mess sometimes, because they used to hang out like a big signs that says how you should dress and how you should go and what kind of clothes you can wear and what not, and it was illegal, so the police came to take it off. So there was like a big demonstrate and a lot of clash between police and the people here. So they put cameras all over the
roundabout
to keep everything in order.
Over there it says פריצות אסור. How would you translate that?
It means like...
פריצות directly translates to something cracking open.
Yeah.
But they're talking about, you know, a woman opening her legs.
איזה תרגום גרוע.
אז איך היית מתרגם את זה?
לא, הם מתייחסים לפריצות פשוט כהתנהגות לא צנועה.
This is the commercial center, actually, of this neighborhood. They sell Crocs and different stuff. So this is what a phone shop looks like in a religious Orthodox neighborhood. All of the phones are kosher phones, which means phones that don't have access to social media and pornography and all of that stuff. So this is what they look like, you know, just good old Nokias. And they don't have here at all any iPhones, any of that stuff. And here they have the old-fashioned screen protectors and everything. It says over here that the shop is approved, certified by like a council of rabbis. It's basically like an institution that checks that these phones really don't have any access to internet or any of the naughty stuff. You might notice that all of the trash cans here are burnt. And that's because in demonstrations here in Beit Shemesh, for some reason they like to burn the bins. And over here again we have a מעבר בלבוש צנוע, which means again walk around here modestly, and another flag of Palestine.
You will go through Ramabet. There are a lot of Palestine flags, graffiti on the walls. This is honestly horrible. Like, this is, I think, like, this is the worst part for me going through there. Because, okay, the closing, it is what it is, but the flags are actually killing me. Because those people, like, I have no problem with supporting Palestine and everything, but they're doing that not because of like research they done or anything. They're just like against Israel as it is right now, and they want it to be like it's supposed, like, I don't know, whatever they believe Israel is supposed to be, because the government is not religious as they think. So I think they want the government to be Medinat Halacha, Medinat Torah.
Yeah.
So they're against the government that was created in 1948. So they're like, no, like, we prefer Palestine, which is like, they don't understand what they're talking about even. There's like, we're against this, so we'll be for that, without doing the research.
So this is called Pashkevilim, and because they don't have like a social media and internet and stuff like this, so when they want that everybody will know something, and they want to like spread a message or something, so they put a post like on Facebook, but they put it on the wall and like million times the same post, and this is how like they let people know stuff. Most of them, it's like a propaganda or advertising. Like
Yeah.
this is advertising, but this is like a propaganda for something.
So I came here with Shimon because he's my mate and because he used to live here. So how many years did you live here?
My family lives here for like 22 years, but they're living like in a other neighborhood that's close to here. It's more calm, and like people, that neighborhood used to be like secular people and like Orthodox people, but not ultra-Orthodox. So like all the environment was pretty much different than here. I mean, the roads were looking much better than here, let's say like this.
Yeah, I think people here don't pay Arnona.
Yeah.
So it's a lot dirtier here. So when Shimon was in the army, he would go home without wearing his soldier's uniform, which is quite rare. But because of the anti-Zionism and everything, then they had permits to do it. But it's not that big of a deal. He just kind of made it into a big deal because it's more comfortable to walk around without a uniform.
Yeah, it's hot in Israel, so you prefer to walk with tent top instead of uniforms in the summer, so that's why I tried to get this permission.
Yeah, but the fact that they give it does say something. So this building over here behind me is unfinished. And that's because the people living in it don't believe in the state of Israel. Israel kind of subsidizes and helps out when you build a building. So they don't really believe in the state, and therefore it's unfinished, but there's people living in here. And it looks like shit. This isn't a residential building, I think. It's a girls' school. So something here in the buses in Beit Shemesh is that they're divided by men and women. The women are here behind me, and the men are sat here at the front. And all the buses in Beit Shemesh are like that. תכלס אם בגבר ופשוט יושב שם איפה שאנשים היה...
עכשיו, היום כאילו בשנתיים האחרונות זה סבבה, פעם היו מהירים לך.
פעם היו מעניינים.
היה פעם נגיד שהתיישבתי באוטובוס חרדי, ונגעתי להתיישב ליד בן של מישהו שישב מאחוריי, אומר לי לא, אתם סמארטפון, אני לא רוצה שהילד שלי ישב לידך.
וואלה.
אמרתי לו סבבה, ואז הוא התלונן שהוא רואה מהצד
את המסע?
כאילו, את המסע. מה שאני שונא בבית שמש זה... יש פה כאילו לפעמים ממש דוסים מוגזם, וזה קצת קשה כי זה נותן שם רע לכל העיר.
רק עזרה?
עזרה?
באמת לכל הזה כמו שמרימים כוס מים. כן, לא מזמן. בבית. אני בזרם חייבי, אבל לא מפה, ממורוקו. הייתי בזרם פעם. הייתי גם קוסם.
קוסם?
כן, קוסם הייתי. לפני 74 שנה. אבל היו זמנים טובים. היו זמנים טובים כמו לחם, אין מה שוחד.
כמה שנים אתה גר בבית שמש?
הופה, יופי, שאלה טובה. אני גר בבית שמש כבר 64 שנה.
64 שנה.
64 שנה, כן.
איך בית שמש השתנתה ב-64 שנה? גדלה, זה, לא?
בית שמש, אתה יודע כמה היה בית שמש פעם? היה 7,400 איש. היום בבית שמש...
140,000.
מה?
140,000.
240.
240.
כל בית שמש, גם למעלה, הדתיים, כל אלה. כל זה בית שמש, כן, כל זה בית שמש.
כן.
אני לא מגזים, 240 בשקל היום. 30-40, כן. זה בית שמש. כן, חייבי, כן. באתי ממרוקו, מתאג'יר.
אחלה חשיש.
שם זה מקום של אוכל ומים ועבודה. זה כלום. שם זה הרבה עבודה.
רגע, באיזה גיל עלית?
בגיל 17, אין דבר, תודה לאל. תודה לאל ששנים בדבריי, תראה. הרגלים שלי כמו ברזל, וגם בזהב.
תודה לאל. אלחמדוללה.
בגיל שלי היום, אני היום ב-81, תודה לאל.
זה האוטובוס?
כן,
היכולה, פוי.
יבוא לך, חפש.
טוב.
יבוא 10, גם 10 גם טוב.
יאללה, שיהיה לך אחלה יום.
תודה רבה.
השם ישמור אותך, תודה.
תודה רבה, גם לכם, תודה רבה. ביי, גם לכם, תודה רבה.
יש רב שקבור פה,
כן.
אבל צריך להגיע לקבר שם.
פה? בבית שמש?
כן, בגלל שזה ט"ו באב, הוא אחראי לזיווגים ולשלום בית.
וואלה.
קוראים לו הרב יצחק גברה בן יצחק.
וואלה, לא שמעתי.
אז תפתח בגוגל, תראה ניסים ונפלאות. והדודה שלי, אני הגעתי לפה עם רכב בפעם הקודמת, והדודה שלי אמרה לי שאני צריכה להגיע לפה, להירשם לאיזשהו מקום. ניסיתי לשאול, ירדתי לסופרבוס, עשיתי סיבובים. בסוף היא אמרה לי במידע, אחרי שהמחשבים חזרו לה, שצריך ללכת לפה לקו 31.
טוב, יאללה.
מה, ומה את הולכת לבקש שיברך אותך?
בשלום בית. יש לי בעיות עם בעלי.
בעזרת השם.
אבל גם לבקש זיווגים לאחיינים שלי, לאנשים אחרים, יאללה, בשורות
טוב,
טובות.
ביי, תודה. What's it like being a secular Jew in Beit Shemesh?
I'm from a religious family, so
Yeah.
it's a bit difficult. Plus, we're not really conservative. So in Beit Shemesh, it is a bit difficult because you have the conservative place and where they live, the neighborhoods, and there it's actually dangerous to go, for example, dressed like that because they can throw stones at you, they can spit on your face, like whatever they want. So also, like where I live is fine because it's like the place where it is religious people but not very conservative. So there it's chill, it's fine. But I feel like Beit Shemesh is very going in the direction of very conservative people. So it's sad. Like for me, I don't see my future there.
Right.
I'm not gonna stay here, for example.
And there's not many job opportunities either in Beit Shemesh.
Yes, exactly. Like I worked here actually in this mall like till last month. And they pay basically the minimal wage for like every job you'll find, and it was really difficult for me to find a job even though I was 18 already when I was searching. I was free basically all the time, and still I found like only one job place like from all the places I searched. So
What's the best and worst part about living here?
the best part, it's a quiet city. It's kind of in the center of Israel, so you
Close
can
to
go,
Tel Aviv, Jerusalem.
Exactly, you have all the places you want to go. And the worst part again is that you don't really have the freedom to walk as you want, to be as you want in all the neighborhoods. So that's what I feel. It's a fine city, but it's also really turning into a really strict and kitzoni.
Radical.
Yes, so that's not fun.
So we're leaving Beit Shemesh right now. I suppose that's about it. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. If you want to support what I do, go to patreon.com/Salukie where you can make little donations to help keep the channel going. And yeah, thanks for watching. I love you.
Love you, bye!